Hello, welcome back. Welcome to day 27 of our remote learning. And today we're working with number bonds, creating number bonds. And on our first page, you have your number bonds, and you're going to be using the apples to answer the question. Okay? So you're going to have pretty much blank number bonds and doing number sentences. And you're going to use the apples. How many apples do you see all together? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So our whole number, the big number that we're working with today, is going to be 6. That means all of our apples, the whole number. And what you're going to do is you're going to take that 6 and make different number bonds and come up with different number sentences for each one. And let's do some together on our board, okay? Let's work together on our board. Okay. So let's start. For the first one, we have our big box and our 2 small boxes. Okay, the big box and the 2 small. And then over here you have, let's drop it a little bit, blank plus blank equals, let's make that a little bit bigger because we're going to put numbers in those boxes, equals what? And then another plus what equals, let's take off the equals. Actually, it's just plus signs because we know our whole number was 6 because we had 6 apples. That doesn't look like an apple, does it? We had 6 apples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 apples. We have 6 apples all together. So that's our whole big number. So what we're going to do, we're going to use the 6 apples and come up with different number sentences. But we're going to show you how to use the same numbers to write different sentences. So on our example, number 1, the first one, let's look at our first one. They use 4 and 2. So they use 4 and 2 because you can do 4 apples, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 apples. So in our number sentence, we wrote 2 plus 4 or 4 plus 2. You remember how we wrote our number and then you can turn it around and use the same number each way? So that is what you're doing. But let's see what other number sentences we can come up with, because you're going to come up with more than one. You can see how many ways we can come up with that number sentence. So with looking at our apples, we did 4 and 2. What other ways can we do? We could do 3 plus 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What else can you come up with? Right, 1 plus 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 more. Let's see, is there one more we can come up with? How about 6 plus 0? Okay, so all of these are number sentences that you can use in here and in our number bond boxes. But your main number 6 is going to be your big number in all of your boxes, and you're going to answer those, okay? And you're going to take each one of these and fill them in with your number bond. So that is how you do the first page on your math sheet. Okay, let's get rid of that. On your second page of your math sheet, so your first page, you're working with your apples, okay? Remember, you're working with your apples. The second page, you're working with your dominoes, okay? Using your dominoes. And it says to color in 2 dice to make 7 together. Then fill in the number bond and number sentences that match the dice you colored in. So what I did, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You had to pick 2 to make 7. Let's get a different color. Okay. So you have 1 dice, 2. Let's make that so you can see it. You have 6 dice all together. So you get to pick whichever 2 you want to use for your number for the work with. Whichever one you use, you're going to use for all of your math problems, okay? Because you want to make 7. That's what the paper asks you to make 7. So it gives you these are your number sentences you're going to be working with. Take that off. Then over here you have 7 equals, well, they didn't give you that. They gave you circles. I'm sorry. I'm giving you the answer. And this is what your problem looked like. So what you're going to do is pick 2 numbers that's going to equal 7. And I like working with these 2 numbers. I'm going to work with 2 and 5. You're supposed to color them in, but I circled it. So I'm working with 2 and 5 because 2 plus 5 is 7. So then here what I'm going to do is put my 2 plus 5, my 5 plus 2, and over here we're going to use minus, okay? The same numbers, 5 and 2, 2 and 5. Because you're going to use the same number all the way through. But you may pick different numbers, okay? I picked 2 and 5 because those are the 2 that I wanted to pick. But what other ways can we come up with something that's going to equal 7? You could do 6 and 1, 4 and 3. I did 2 and 5. 2 plus 5. Okay. So whatever 2 you use, make sure you share it in to the 2 that you're going to use, and you're going to use them for all of your sentences. So that's how you work the second page of your math sheet. Okay. That's how you work your second page. And then on your last page is your fluency sheet. Your fluency sheet is working with your place value. They got you working with number 75. How many 10 trains will we need and how many ones? You put your 10 trains here and your ones here. How many? If you have 75, 7 10 frames and your 5 ones. More than 1, less than 1. 10 more, 10 less. Using your number, using your chart, number chart that we used on last night that I showed you. how to do those. Your number bond, you're using the number 4 as your big number, filling in your sentence, and then you're taking, today you're working with your addition. Make sure you look at your word, addition, and you're using, making whatever your addition problem over here was, you're going to use it in your 10 train. Okay? Best of luck, and I will see you tomorrow.